My dear students, today I am going to continue with this permutation and combination for class 11. This is the second video. The first video I uploaded a few days back. So there I discussed the important formula for permutation. Now today I am going to do another important formula which is used for permutation. Now last time, if you recollect, we did this formula NPN. NPN equal to what? Factorial n. NPN equal to factorial n, isn't it? Now in this, suppose there are these letters, say suppose these are the 5 letters A, B, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 6 letters. Now suppose you have to find permutation of these 6 letters taking all at a time. Therefore the answer will be obviously 6p6, that means factorial 6. So suppose these 6 letters are there, you have to arrange to get permutation taking all the letters at a time. So 6 letters at a time. So that means 6p6. So that will be factorial 6, isn't it? Now suppose letters are repeated. Suppose instead of A, B, C, D, E, suppose you have A, B, C, again B, E, F. Suppose not this but this. So here you see B and B. This is repeated. Then it will not be 6 factorial, but it will be 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So for this, the permutation of all the 6 letters, taking all at a time will be 6p6 equal to what? 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial. Now why 2 factorial? Because you see these 2 letters are repeated. So when there is repetition of any object, so if it is repeated 2 times, then divided by factorial 2. If it is repeated 3 times, divided by factorial 3. For example, suppose A, B, C, B, E, again B. Now here you see B is repeated 2 times, so there are 2 B's. So divided by factorial 2. So this value is this. Now if B is repeated say 3 times, so there are 3 B's. So this answer will be factorial 6 divided by factorial 3. So if there is no repetition, as in this example, there is no repetition, there are 6 distinct letters, 6 distinct objects. So number of permutation of all the 6 taking all at a time will be factorial 6. It will be factorial 6, all right? It will be factorial 6. So this value will be what? Factorial 6. Now if 2 objects are repeated, so B and B 2 times, therefore it will be what? Factorial 6 divided by factorial 2. All right. Now if B is repeated 3 times, then permutation of all the 6 letters taking all at a time will be what? Factorial 6 divided by 3. Why 3? Because you see this B is repeated this 3 times. Now suppose it is like this. Suppose you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now all are distinct. Therefore obviously permutation of all the 6 taking all at a time will be factorial 8. Why factorial 8? Because there are 8 letters. All right. But suppose it is like this. Say this is B. Say this is A, B, C. This is B. So B twice. All right. Then suppose this is E, and also this one is E. Suppose. Okay, now see E 3 times. E here, E here, E here. So there are 8 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. if all are distinct, no repetition, then number of permutation will be factorial 8. Number of permutation will be what? Factorial 8. If all are different. But now here we see B and B 2 times and E 3 times. Therefore, you have to divide by 2 factorial and 3 factorial. Why 2 factorial? Because one object is repeated, therefore B is 2 times, so factorial 2. Then E 3 times, therefore divide by factorial 3. So this is the formula. So that means if there is repetition, then the formula is this. So number of permutation of n things, taking n at a time, taking all at a time, will be factorial n divided by factorial p, factorial q, factorial r, etc. Suppose one object is repeated p times, therefore divide by factorial p. Another object is repeated q times, so divided by factorial q. And the third object is repeated r times, so divided by factorial r. So this is the formula if there is repetition. You follow? So this is the last formula for permutation. So in my previous video I discussed I think 5 formula. So this is the last one. So this formula you will use if there is repetition like this. Now let us take a concrete example. Suppose the word science. Now consider the word science. So in science there is repetition of one letter, isn't it? Okay, so let us write the word science. So SCIENCE. So you see here this E is repeated. So number of permutation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number of permutation of this 7 objects taking all at a time. So 7p7. So 7p7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 letters. So number of permutation of all the 7 letters taking all at a time. So 7p7. So that will be what? Factorial 7 divided by factorial 2. Factorial 7 divided by factorial 2. And also, yes, C is repeated. You see, C is also repeated. Look here. Not only E is repeated, C is also repeated. So factorial 2 for E. E twice, therefore factorial 2. And then C twice, therefore again factorial 2. Yes. So in this word, there are 7 objects, 7 letters. So 7p7. So that will be factorial 7 divided by factorial 2 and factorial 2. Why factorial 2? Because C is repeated, C is twice, C appears twice, and E appears twice. So finally, this will be whatever you get, that is the answer. So this 7 factorial is 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into factorial 2. So this is divided by factorial 2 divided by factorial 2 and this factorial 2. All right. So this cancel, and this factorial 2 is 2 into 1, 2 into 1, isn't it? This factorial 2 is 2 into 1. So this 2 cancel with this 2. So finally what do you get? 1260. 1260. So 6, 6, 5, 30, 30, 230, 187. So yes, 1260. So this is the answer. So in this word science, there is repetition of C, repetition of E. So that is how you have to divide. So let us see another example. So let us see another example. Suppose the word independence. Okay, let us see this word independence. independence. So here you see n. N appears how many times? 1, 2, 3. N appears 3 times. E appears how many times? E, 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 3 times. All right. Then anything else? D. So D repeated how many times? D. This is D, D, D twice. So here N appears 3 times. N appears 3 times. E appears 4 times. E appears 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Yes, E appears 4 times. Not 3, but 4. E appears 4 times. You see. So E 1, 2, 3, 4. E 4 times. D 2 times. And E 3 times. E 3 times. E 4 times. Yes, yes. E 4 times and 3 times. And 3 times, E 4 times. So E 1, 2, 3, 4. E 4 times. And N 1, 2, 3. E N 3 times. Yes. So N 3 times, D 2 times, and E 4 times. And there are total how many letters? 12 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So therefore 12p12. So number of permutations of 12 letters taking all at a time. Number of permutations of these 12 letters taking all at a time. So that is 12p12. So this will be 12 factorial divided by 3 factorial, 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 4 factorial, and 2 factorial. So this is a thing, you see, using that formula, because there is repetition, so this will be. Then you calculate this one. So 12 factorial divided by 4 factorial, 3 factorial, and 2 factorial. So calculate, it will be 1663200. 1663200. So this calculation you can do later and see. Check this calculation, do by yourself later. So if you find this value, it will be 16632 1663200. 1663200. All right. So main point is this one. You see, this is the main thing. So 12p12 will be factorial 12, and y divided by factorial 3, factorial 4, factorial 2, because there is repetition of objects or repetition of letters. All right. So 1663200. So that is the answer. Okay. Now suppose in this question it is given, now find the permutation of all the 12 permutation of all the 12 letters such that, there is a question here, such that each permutation starts with P. So each permutation starts with P. So suppose there is a condition given, starts with P. So find a permutation of all these 12 letters, which repetition of course, but one condition is there, each permutation should start with P. That means P should be in the beginning. This P should be in the beginning. Have you followed? The question is this: find the permutation of all the letters of the word independence such that P remains always in the beginning of each permutation. That means P will be here for each permutation, P will be in the beginning, and then there will be 11 letters, because total there are 12 letters. So if the condition is that each permutation starts with P, then you put P in the beginning, and then remaining 12 letters will be there for each permutation. All right. So for this type of problem, so you take that P out. So take that P out. If you take P out, then there are 11 letters, isn't it? So permutation of 11 letters take permutation of 11 letters taking all at a time. So 11p11, 11p11. So since p has a constant position, first position, so take p out, take p completely out, take p completely out. All right. Therefore, how many letters remain? 11. So make permutation of those 11 letters. 11p11. So 11p11 will be what? Factorial 11 divided by this. This will be this will remain, of course. Factorial 3, factorial 2, factorial 4. Okay. So now this one, if you calculate, it will be so 138,138,600. So calculate and see later. So you'll find that 138,600. I followed. So how to calculate? I hope. Okay, let me show. Now 11 factorial will be what? 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into factorial 4, isn't it? So 11 factorial will be what? Factorial 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then below factorial 4. So this factorial 4, this factorial 4 will cancel. All right. Then this 3, factorial 3 is what? 6. This is 6. This is 2. Factorial 3 is what? 3 into 2. 3 into 2 is 6. This is 2 into 1, 2. So 6 and 2. So this will be 6 and 2 only. So 6 and 2. Now 6 cancel with 6. 2 cancel here. Suppose cancel this one, 4. So finally what remains? 11, 10, 9, 4, 7, 5. So if you multiply all this, what you will get? You will get 138,600. 138,600. 138,600. All right. So this one, if you calculate factorial 11, 11 factorial by 3 factorial, 2 factorial, then 4 factorial, you will get this value. So now this calculation, you should not make mistake. The main thing is this part, you see. This is the main thing. Now why 11? So let me tell you again. So since p should be in the beginning, take p out. Then 11 letters remain. So make permutation of all the 11 letters, taking all the letters at a time with this repetition, of course. So it will be this value. Now this value is 138,600. 138,600. That means there are 138,600 so many permutations without p. Now for each permutation you put p in the beginning. You put p in the beginning. So there are so many permutations. So for each permutation you put p in the beginning because that is the condition, starts with p. Then we get the answer. Now the number remains same. This number will not change, no? So this is the final answer. Okay. So there are so many permutations where p stands in the beginning. P is in the beginning. Okay. All right. So yeah, that way, let us say another problem where there is a given condition. Okay. Let us see another problem with a given condition. Suppose these 6 letters. Suppose these 6 letters are given B, A, N, M, E, and L. All right. Suppose you are given 6 letters B, A, N, M, E, L. Now this is not a word, just given 6 objects. 6 letters are given. You have to make permutation. Make permutation of all the 6. Make permutation of all the 6 But the condition is that each permutation should begin with a vowel. The condition is that arrange the letters so that the first letter is a vowel. The first letter should be vowel. So let's see the question. You have to find permutation of all the 6 letters, taking all at a time, such that the beginning letter should be a vowel. That means either A or E. The beginning letter should be A or E. The beginning letter should be a vowel. A is a vowel, E is a vowel. There are 2 vowels here. All right. So for this purpose, what you do, now you take this A out. Suppose you want to find all the permutation which A in the beginning. A in the beginning. All right. Therefore, take E out. Then how many remain? 5 letters remain. Okay. So make permutation of 5 letters, taking all at a time. Taking all at a time. So what do you get? 5 factorial. Now in this there is no repetition. You see, all are distinct. All are distinct letters, distinct object. There is no repetition. So out of this 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 letters. Out of these 5 letters, number of permutation of 5, taking all at a time, will be 5 factorial, isn't it? Now for each factorial you put in the beginning A. Therefore you get so many, isn't it? Now similarly, next what you do, you keep A but take E out. So next you keep A, then but take this E out. That means now each permutation will begin with E. So if you want to make permutation so that E remains in the beginning, then take E out, and then with the remaining 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, you make permutation again 5p5. So what you will get? 5 factorial. You followed? So which E in the first place, that means E beginning permutations will be 5 factorial. Similarly, A beginning permutations will be 5 factorial. So there are 5 factorial permutations where A is in the first place, and again there are 5 factorial permutations where E is in the first place. Now total will be this plus this, that means 5 factorial plus 5 factorial. All right, that means 2 into 5 factorial. Now 2 into 5 factorial, it will become 240. 240. So this is the answer. So this is 120. 5 factorial is 120. So this 5 factorial value is 120. So 120 plus 120. You can do that way also. 120 plus 120 is 240, or 2 into 5 factorial is 240. So there are 120 permutations where A is in the first place. Again, there are 120 permutations where E is in the first place. So total number of permutation in which either A or E in the first place will be what? 120 plus 120, that is 240. So this is the answer. All right. Okay. So these are some questions which are given in exam. There are more similar questions in your textbook, so you can just have practice. All right. Okay, then there is a type of sum where you have to solve. Now let us see one or two sums like that. Say this question, solve for n. So find the value of n. Say n minus 1 p3 equal to not equal to this ratio, this is to np4, np4 that is equal to 1:9. So np1 p3 is to np4 equal to 1:9. Now this is an equation given. So the question is find the value of n. So here the unknown, here the variable is n. So find the value of n by solving this equation. So let us solve. Now np1 p3, that means using the formula npr. Using the formula npr. What was the formula npr? Try to recollect. NPR equal to what? Factorial n by factorial n minus r. So this I did in the last video. So this is the formula. Main formula is this one, NPR equal to factorial n by factorial n minus r. Using this formula, let us see. This is n, NPR, all right? So this is n, therefore numerator will be factorial n. N minus 1 is n here. Then below n minus r, so this minus this. So n minus 1 minus 3 factorial, all right? So divided by what? NP4, it will be factorial n divided by n minus 4 factorial. So factorial n divided by n minus 4 factorial, using this formula, again using that same formula, n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 minus 3, okay? This is equal to what? 1:9, 1:9, okay? Now this one, so n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial, this is n minus 4 factorial divided by, this becomes into, this will go up, n minus 4 factorial, then n factorial. So this n minus 4 factorial, this one cancel, isn't it? So this side 1/9, all right? What remains? N minus 1 factorial and n factorial, okay? Now next, yes, let me show here. Yes, from here, let me show here. Now this one, n minus 1 factorial. So n minus 1 factorial, and here divided by n factorial. Now n factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial. So all this I discussed in my last video. So n minus, this is smaller, n minus 1 is smaller than n. So the greater one you have to break up, not the smaller one. N minus 1 is smaller than n. So this greater one will break up. How you break up n factorial? So n into n minus 1 factorial, and this is n minus 1 factorial. So that is equal to 1/9. Now this and this cancel. So what remains? 1/n. So 1/n equal to 1/9. 1/n equal to 1/9. Therefore n equal to 9. So that n equal to 9. This is the answer. N equal to 9. All right. So this is how we have solved for n. Okay. All right. Then the last one for today. So let us see another this type of solution sum. Solve. So if you know the formula, then try to use the formula correctly. So definitely you will always get the answer. Okay. All right. Next, this one, 5PR. Here the variable is r, equal to 2 into 6PR minus 1. 6PR minus 1 to 5PR. Here the factorial is r. This r is the variable. Here the variable is r. So find the value of r. Okay. Now let us see how to find the value of this r. So using this formula, it is 5 factorial by 5 minus r factorial equal to 2 into, this is 6 PR, so 6 factorial divided by 6 minus is 6 minus r plus 1 factorial, all right? So NPR, so factorial n, that is factorial 5 divided by n minus r, that is 5 minus r factorial. And here this NPR, this is n, this is r. Consider this is n, this is r. So factorial n, that is factorial 6 factorial, and this minus this 6 minus r minus 1. So 6 minus r plus 1, isn't it? Then this is 5 factorial, this is 5 minus r factorial, okay, equal to 2 into, now this is 6 factorial, this is 7 minus r factorial. All right. Okay, now so this is solve sums, these two, last one. Okay, now you see we have to find r. So put r on the, bring r to the left side. So this side becomes 7 minus r factorial. So this goes up here, the 5 minus r factorial. 5 minus r factorial. Because in solution sum, the terms containing the variable should be brought to the left hand side, isn't it? So this one we bring to the left side. 7 minus r factorial by 5 minus, now this one below. So right side will be 2 into 6 factorial divided by 5 factorial. This 5 factorial goes down, okay. Now the question of just solution, and you have to use the knowledge of factorial. Now you see 7 minus r, 5 minus r, which is greater? 7 minus r is greater. So this one you have to break up. So 7 minus r you have to break up. 7 minus r, comma, 7 minus r minus 1, that is 6 minus r, then 6 minus r minus r, that is 6 minus r minus 1, that is 5 minus r factorial. And below 5 minus r factorial. So you see this and this will cancel. And this side 2 into 6, 6 means 6 into 5 factorial, and below 5 factorial, so 5 factorial cancel. So always break up the greater one, 6 and 5, which is greater? 6 is greater, so break up 6. 6 in 6 factorial, how to break up? 6 into 5 factorial. Then here 7 minus r is greater than this, so break up 7 minus r, then 7 minus r minus 1, that is 6 minus r, and 6 minus r minus 1, that is 5 minus r factorial. So these two cancel. So finally what remains this side? This side remains what? 12. And this side remains, this one, these two you break up, 42 minus 13r, 742 minus 7r, minus plus r square equal to 12. So finally you get one quadratic equation, r square minus 13r, then here 42 minus 30, that is 30, equal to 0. All right, r square minus 13r, 13r minus 30 equal to 0. Not minus 30, 42 minus 12 will be plus 30. Now you factorize by middle term method. All this you know. Factorize by middle term method, you will get r minus 3, r minus 10. Middle term method you factorize r minus 3, r minus 10. So minus 30, minus 10. Yes, okay. So what you get? R value. Therefore what is the value of r? So I am showing it here. So value of r will be, therefore r will be 3 or 10. So quadratic equation, we get two values of r equal to 3 or 10. Okay. Now r value 10 is not possible. This value not possible. Why not possible? You see, this r should be less than 5 or equal to 5. This r 5 PR. Therefore r should be equal or less than 5. It cannot be greater than 5. Now here we are getting r equal to 3. Yes, 3 is the acceptable value because 3 is less than 5. All right, but 10 is not acceptable because this r cannot be greater than this number. So in NPR, in the formula NPR, r is equal to n or less than n. R is equal to n or less than n, cannot be greater than n. So value of 10 is not acceptable. What reason you will give? Because it cannot be greater than 5. So this r is what? So here r should be less than or equal to 5. This r should be less than or equal to 5. Therefore this value is not acceptable. So finally this is the answer. So what is the answer? R equal to 3. So this is how you can solve. Is it clear? So today I have finished discussing permutation, all the important formula and a few numerical problems which had come in exam. Okay. So in my next video, there is a third video. I'll discuss combination, its formula and numerical problems. Okay. All right for today. Thank you.